This is a quick look at how using comparative measuring helps understand how a figure is proportioned. So the first thing you want to do for a comparative drawing is find a good measuring unit from the figure. I usually find from the top of the knee to the bottom of the ankle to be best. So, like that. And from there, what you want to do is see how many other places this measurement appears, because if you have a consistent measuring unit, you can save a lot of time drawing. So if we just actually take this line and just raise up to the top of the knee, you can actually see that that's roughly where the belly button is. And if we raise up further, we can see that that's where the shoulder is. And if we raise up to where the head is, we can actually see the entire head is roughly about half of the total distance from the ankle to the top of the knee. Like this. So once we know that that's how it's basically proportioned out, when we're drawing we can just quickly compare and see if it's matching each of these elements, so that you know if the top of the knee is more than the distance from here to here, you know that you've went too large. Okay. The other thing that you can do is you can also just tilt it on its side and start measuring off distances in width. So for instance, from the side of the ankle to the just at the beginning of the toe here, it's also just the same as the distance from the ankle to the top of the knee. It's just good just to experiment around and see where it works. Okay, so here, right at the edge of the fabric, you can get it to the thigh. The tips of the fingers to the edge of the elbow. The next thing to look out for is halfway marks. So if we just lower this down here, you can actually see there's already a halfway mark here. Just going to cut it there. So we're going to look for halfway marks. So I've already said that the head's basically halfway. It's a little bit under. Well, a little bit above halfway, but if we tilt it for width, the width is exactly halfway for the head, including the hair. The sling, because this is another version of David by Bernini, is exactly half. Once again, just explore the entire figure looking for that proportion. Nothing in the feet. Maybe here. Yep, the distance between the knees is about halfway. The pouch to the edge of the fabric, there is a little bit of a gap, but you can just simplify that down. There's a good one from the edge of the pouch there to the elbow, exactly halfway. And there's another one. Let's just square that up. It's usually best to have it fairly vertical or horizontal. You don't really want to tilt too much, but it can be done. It's just easier this way. So exactly half. Okay, so the next measurement to look for is thirds. These are always a little bit trickier because trying to work out exactly a third first time is difficult. I think that first mark's a little bit too long. There we go, that should be good enough. So looking for thirds, well, let's actually just check the width of the thigh. Exactly a third. Width of face is exactly 1/3. Length of the hands, 1/3. From the armpit to the fabric, 1/3. From the bottom edge of the fabric in the torso to the bottom, to top part of the fabric in the hip is 1/3, and the actual height, it's not quite 1/3, but it's pretty close. Distance between the thighs is about 1/3. Inside of the sling is about 1/3. The feet might even be, yep, ankle to the bottom of the toe is 1/3. So that's comparative measuring. You're always wanting to relate it back to a simple unit of measurement. In this case, it was the top of the knee to the ankle, and by doing that, you're able to save some time worrying about proportions, because there's always something to just sort of check back to. And once you know that each of these shapes can be related back to another shape, you're able to sort of just quickly put something together, and you can do it accurately as well. Hopefully this helps someone, and I will try to make more videos and post more often.